guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. So guys, as New Year's approaches, we are getting some more updates from companies like Mondo. And unfortunately, this is one of those things where you really don't want to be hearing this, especially during the end of the season. However, I do have to say that Mondo is actually keeping up with all the things that are happening around their figures, especially this particular issue, which I have to say is really stand up of them. And I really appreciate the fact that they're drawing attention to this, because oftentimes this is something which is neglected by many a company whenever this sort of thing arises. If you enjoy this type of content, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post up to 2 episodes a week, and I hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys will always know when new episodes are posted. Well, guys, without further ado, let's take a look at what happened with the Master Universe Mondo figures and why we all have to pay attention in our inboxes, because something in the mail is coming soon. And it's a really, really good thing. Let's have a look. Well, guys, what a 2022 it's been. I gotta tell you, we were expecting so many huge announcements from different companies, and Mondo did not disappoint. They announced so many different things and pre-orders, including, of course, the She-Ra 1/6 scale deluxe figure, and her pre-orders pretty much went like that within the 2-day window that was offered. And of course, we can't forget about the Deluxe He-Man. But Mondo decided to start surprising everybody for Christmas and shipped out She-Ra. They were shipped out as early as November, and that was an absolute boon to every single fan. And of course, that followed up with multiple reviews from many different content creators. And that's where things started to, show up. And a lot of people started noticing a few things. And I wanted to highlight some of those things today because, honestly, it's not something you want to hear, just before the end of the year. But there were some QC issues happening with these 1/6 scale figures. I first noticed, some problems when I was watching a video by the Hero Collector on YouTube. Guys, definitely check out this particular video. He did an amazing review straight out of the box as soon as he received it. And I really loved his enthusiasm, what he thought about the figure itself. But he didn't notice this on his first look at She-Ra, and while I was watching, I really did notice this, and I wanted to highlight this problem, which apparently, as far as I can tell, was also noticed by Mondo. Check it out, guys. So throughout the review, he's going through a lot of the details, the fact that he doesn't really know where to clip on She-Ra's cape. The same problem happened with Pixel Dan, where he didn't really know where to clip them on, and I thought that was interesting. As he's going through the figure, we can see just how beautiful she is. I mean, she's just an amazing figure throughout. I mean, honestly, take a look at that, bodice. The whole figure itself is just absolutely gorgeous. He says so in his review as well. He really had nothing wrong to say with the figure itself. But when I got to this part of the review, something just stood out at me and said something's wrong, particularly with her face. And that's where I really noticed. If we take a little bit of a closer look here, guys, what the heck's going on with her nose? Oh my goodness, yeah. So over the past month, a lot of people have been noticing that some of the figures who have been received by fans have this, what a lot of people call a button nose. It's been depressed, and I don't know if that actually happened in shipping or if it happened at the factory. But as you can see here, the nose is flat. It has literally been, smudged right into the actual figure itself. And on first glance, you probably will not notice it. I mean, like, when I first watched this review, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then we came to this portion where he sort of zoomed in on the face, I was like, no, that's not right. There's something wrong there. And it's actually more evident as you continue to look at different angles and the shadows start to cast. It really is quite striking. And if we go back to the first shot, if we look at it here, you can see it's just literally squashed. Her nose itself. It's not supposed to be like that. If we look at the original solicitation photos, we can see here that it's a nice rounded off nose, right? There's no flattening of the nose at all. And this was a big problem. So much, in fact, that apparently Mondo noticed. I got this message in my email earlier this week, and I got to tell you, it kind of took me aback. But at the same time, it's kind of encouraging. Let's read this message together, guys, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. From Mondo, they said, "Hi Jay, you're receiving this message because you purchased the She-Ra 1/6 scale figure from the Mondo Time exclusive back in July. Since the fulfillment of these orders, we've documented a particular pattern of damages that falls short of our high-quality standards. As part of our long-held mission, we strive to provide all Mondo collectors with the best possible experience. Accordingly, we will be shipping a new She-Ra head to each customer, expected for shipment in early February 2023. If you already have a replacement order set up with our support team, your order will ship before the end of 2022. That is amazing. Now, I've been a bit critical about Mondo's, pre-orders in the past, but I gotta tell you, this is what I would expect from a company who's selling, $100 or to $200, in some cases $300 action figures. This is the kind of response I would expect. Bravo to you guys over at Mondo. And they go on to say that we've been working hard behind the scenes to adjust this development and deliver an update before the new year. With that in mind, please note that Mondo customer support team will be on holiday December 24th through January 3rd. So guys, if you have identified this yourself and or we're hoping for a response or an email, do not send multiple emails. They are on holiday from December 24th to January 3rd, so they actually are on leave right now, returning on the 3rd. So guys, this is still very, very encouraging news. I really do appreciate it when companies own up to certain things that are happening, especially something as glaring as this. I mean, this is not something small, right? We're talking about the one thing that really people are drawn to when they first see the figure, which is, of course, the face. Shout out to Collector Hero. I hope he was one of the first ones to actually notice this after unboxing her and, reached out to Mondo, because a lot of people have done so, and this is the reason why this update has actually come across, and Mondo's really taken notice of it, and that's huge. I really do appreciate that. Once again, I want to thank the Hero Collector for his video. It really was an amazing look at She-Ra, and of course, the fact that we were able to notice this blemish on She-Ra thanks to him. Thank you so much to Hero Collector. Guys, definitely give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. Now, I do wish that this would have been the end of all of the QC issues that Mondo's been facing lately, but unfortunately, we found out about another QC issue earlier this month, and honestly, it is a bit disappointing. As you guys might know, the 1/6 scale Master Universe He-Man Deluxe figure, which was offered earlier this year, actually started shipping in December, which was a huge surprise to everybody, and what a wonderful, early Christmas gift for everybody who was able to receive it. But I do have to say that it came with a bit of a surprise, and not in the happy way. From Jace976, he sent me an email saying, "Hey gents, longtime subscriber and follower of your channel. I appreciate all the info, reviews, and positivity of you guys bringing to our hobby. I wanted to reach out with a PSA on the latest Mondo He-Man timed exclusive. Be very careful, TLDR. The glue on this figure seems to be very lacking with overall pure QA. I started this convo with Jay at Geek Dead Life and wanted to loop you in. Check out Deos Drago's review at 12:05, where he talks about the issue and the timestamp 3530 to 3735, where it actually happens. And he links the video here. This happened to me exactly. I was heartbroken. His sentiment mirrors my own 100%. No figure at $250 should require this kind of effort/fixing. I was ready to go all in on this line and planning to get the upcoming Deluxe Skeletor and Beastman. Now I'm not so sure. I wanted to share so you can be careful with your own figures and give a shout out to all our collecting friends with a warning. Thanks for all you guys do. Jace Steenbarger, aka Jace976. I hope I pronounced that right, Jace. Thank you again for sending this to both me and Pixel Dan. And as a matter of fact, Pixel Dan actually replied directly to this email, and he went on to say that, "Hi Jace, I addressed this in my review on Twitter. I also spoke directly to the Mondo folks who were aware and are also just as frustrated. Please make sure to reach out to them for a replacement. I agree that this should not be happening on such expensive figures and hope this is not an issue moving forward. Thanks, Dan." So Jace, a huge shout out to you, and thank you for emailing both me and Pixel Dan. We are on top of this, and of course we do want to address it, which is the reason for this video. Referencing, of course, the video which he mentioned, if we head over to Deos Drago on YouTube, if we reference his video, which of course is titled Review of 1/6 Scale He-Man Deluxe Timed Exclusive, we can actually see exactly what happened. Fast forwarding to the section that Jace actually mentioned. So Deos Drago picks up the figure and is trying to, I guess, remove his head. And as he mentions in the video, he doesn't hold on to the body, he was holding on to the legs. And as he was holding on to the legs, he pulls, and unfortunately for him, the entire body detaches from the waist. but not in the way you would expect, as with Master Universe Origins. No, the peg did not come off. The entire waist came off from the glue. And that is the biggest problem here. It seems that they were not glued in properly. If you look there, there's actually a stem at the on the inner side of He-Man and a base where they're supposed to glue together, and that was not properly glued together. He actually shows where the break happens, and this is something of a major concern. This should not be happening, especially with a figure which is, you know, close to $300 after tax. I mean, this is something which would scare anybody, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? This is something that some people are experiencing and some people are not. Dan himself, in his video, said that he did not actually experience anything like that. His figure seems to be intact, but I have to tell you, this is something which is very unfortunate. And I'm hoping that very much in the same way that they addressed the She-Ra issue, that they will also be issuing an email after they come back from the holiday break about this particular issue, because I got to tell you, this is very sad and disappointing in many ways, especially to anybody who's, you know, supported this project, you know, to get this in hand just in time for Christmas and then, you know, have to go through something like this. That's just heartbreaking, I really gotta tell you. But I do have to give credit to where credit's due. Mondo is actually addressing the She-Ra issue and sending out heads for everybody. That's amazing. So I really do hope that they are going to be able to address this issue as quickly as possible in 2023. Honestly, I do have to say that this is really stand-up of Mondo to be offering replacement parts for this continual issue that seems to be arising with their figures. I mean, you know, I took a look at my particular She-Ra. She doesn't have too much of a button nose, flattened nose, if you will. But I have to admit, getting an extra figurehead is actually a really cool thing. I can actually put the new, you know, hairpiece on with the bangs and the tiaras, and I can switch it off easily anytime. So honestly, this, in my opinion, is a very good move for Mondo. And of course, my particular version of She-Ra came with the same hairpiece, so I need to get that replaced, and so far they seem to be pretty good about that. So honestly, amazing, Mondo. In terms of what's been happening with He-Man, they haven't made any, you know, a mention of that in the replacement parts, and I hope it's going to be rectified very, very soon. If you are having a problem with your Master Universe Deluxe He-Man, which was issued in 2022, guys, definitely send an email to Mondo. I'll put the link in the description below and the email address so you can get to them right away. Do not sleep on this, guys. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to take for them to get your replacement parts back. And I really hope that not everyone's going to be experiencing this. It seems to be a bit of a hit and miss. Some people are having problems. Some people are actually pretty good. But you know what? Don't wait on this. Make sure that you find out whether or not your He-Man is actually malfunctioning in the waist region, and if it pops off very, very easily. Not on the ball joint, but on the inner connector, which is a major problem, as we saw here in today's. Guys, I hope you're doing well and staying safe, and of course, I hope you're having a wonderful, happy new year for 2023. Only one more day to go, guys. Let's make it a good one. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please do leave me a like. It really helps me out. And if you are in the position to help out the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's MegaJ Retro on Patreon. Guys, the channel members and patrons of this channel really do help support it and help me to make episodes every single week. It's really been a huge help to me, especially right now with my current situation. Thank you, everybody, for your support. It really does mean the world to me. You guys are the best. Well, guys, I got to tell you, it's been one heck of an eventful 2022, and I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy and safe 2023 coming up. Happy New Year, everybody. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We have the power, everybody. We have the power. Mondo, I'm really starting to like you. Happy New Year, guys. Keep proud. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters. Thank you so much, everybody. It's thanks to your support that this channel continues to grow, and I really could not have done this without you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot and really helps the channel to keep growing.